Some kids are just so bored out of their mind in traditional school that they can't barely stand to come to school.
A lot of them come into the charter school because they feel like the traditional thing's not working for them. They're sitting in a classroom 42 minutes, go to the next classroom 42 minutes, bounce around teachers, the same expectations for every student, that kind of thing. They get a sense that that's not their niche.
The traditional school is, it's a good format. It's a good learning format, but not for everybody.
Charter High School is a new school that we started here within the Ashland High School. It's a public school, so we are still part of the Ashland school system. We're physically located within the high school, and we share a lot of the space, and the education that we provide is really centered on the student.
Our charter school is a project-based learning school, so we're trying to help the kids learn the curriculum.
What the charter does is it develops this system that is outside of traditional school, where they can start really seeing that it's not about a grade, it's not about a day, it's about all the cool things you can learn about the world.
Charter is a great alternative to the legacy school. I never got along with really any of the other students in legacy school, and I really didn't like the way that type of curriculum was set up. Because I know I'm smart, it's just the tests and everything didn't prove that I am. So this way I get to prove in my own way how I actually learn things.
We're all freshmen. I like the hands-on learning. I like how we talk about different topics and more of historic stuff.
I just like Hirsch in general, but I like the way that he teaches.
Get to learn things through what favorite things are. Like, I could go into a project about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and learn the history of it, or try and predict the future and actually get credit for it.
Just being able to explore my interests, because my interests are kind of like unconventional, and just being able to learn about that stuff in school and get credit for it is a really neat experience.
I like both, but charter I'm starting to like a little bit more, because you have a little bit more freedom and you get to choose your own subjects, and you have to work for your credit, and it's more of a challenge.
For charter, because you have more of like a free range of learning about what you want to learn, instead of open this book and read this and do this homework, and just more options.
In traditional school can be easier just because it's like directed, you know what you're doing that day, and it's easier to get credit, but I wouldn't go back.
A project where we are fixing the bikes from the elementary school, and then we have brought over a group of middle schoolers and taught them how to fix them.
We were having them replace all the common problems that the elementary schoolers were having with the bikes. So like they were having a lot of brake problems and shifting problems. Most of these were bent or broken, and all the cables were all ripped up.
Felt pretty good to be able to pass on some knowledge.
I have an interest in underwater robots. Put them on frame and everything came in a kit, but I had to put the frame together, and then I had to take the motors and then the adhesive pads so that they would stay on, and then I had it soldered the back ends so that the wiring wouldn't get wet and it would work underwater. It was only a test robot. The one right here is the one that we'll be using for kayaking trip.
I did a project on Veterans Day. We had a lunch for the veterans. I had 2 veterans per group. Veterans came in, they talked, or some groups, the veteran just waited till the questions were asked. Being in charter, you get more out of Veterans Day than just going to the assembly and hearing one person talk about his experience. We could get the views of people from Vietnam and that too. It was a very worthwhile experience.
A working game character, and I already do modeling for a game, but I don't do any animations. It's just like trees and shapes and just environment objects. So I'm trying to learn how to animate it.
We got the fish system, and we got plants are living off of all the fish waste, and they clean out the water, and then the fish can live off, or the clean water goes back to the fish, so the system is kind of like self-contained. Before I started this, I didn't really know much at all about aquaculture or aquaponics. So I learned how to build a system that runs smoothly and produce plants and fish, so I learned how to do all that.
I work with UW Extension as the 4-H youth development educator for Bayfield County. We kind of found a couple of years ago that this is a dynamic way of teaching about physics and just using the playfulness of kites to introduce the kids to the the invisible power of the wind. We're flying kites here, Lake Superior. It's a science project with wind energy, the wind tunnel they call it, to keep the kite in flight.
I would say I have improved. I definitely have improved in math. I had an F last year and I have an A this year.
I think I've definitely improved in school. I've gotten more passionate about school. I don't dread going to school the next day. Especially my math, with Alex math, I've improved a lot. I actually got an A in math this quarter, which was not a thing previously.
Really do think I have improved. I had a really hard time in reading and math especially, and doing this, I get to go at my own pace, which is the reason why I didn't do so well in Legacy School. And so this way, I get to have my own time, and it's a lot easier for me.
So the program, to be blunt, is rough because it's our first year. We're still learning.
My goal is to get them to be doing some true research rather than filling in worksheets and doing what I tell them to. I want them to have that drive, to have more of my time to be able to be donated to, or designated for charter. So right now I just have one period a day, and so I don't feel like I can do as much with it as I would really like to.
I just feel like there's not a lot of people taking this experience, taking this opportunity seriously, which is difficult, but it's difficult to change that, and our teachers are working very hard to do that. It's a work in progress.
Well, like any new venture, the charter school has had some fits and starts, and some things have worked better than other things. I think the important component that we've tried to stay true to is to keep people involved. We feel like the more voices there are involved, the better the product is we'll be able to supply.
With the proper support, I think that if we're given the tools that we need to do our job, and we're given that vote of confidence, I think the kids are gonna flourish, because I'm starting to see a lot of the seeds of what will become pretty cool trees.
As you move forward, you're able to change, what you're doing, how you're doing, and how you interact with the students, on a yearly, daily, whatever basis. It's a process that's evolving.
How many years have you been teaching?
I have been teaching since Moses came down off the mountain, so somewhere between 22 and forever.
Okay, yes, with a little enthusiasm.
That's about as enthusiastic as they get unless they're playing tanky.
Okay.
Then it's like.
If you could make your perfect education system, what do you think it would have?
You know, one that teachers, students, and the community want to be a part of. You know, as you kind of cohese together, you want to be better. You know, you want to learn more.